Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Local Jules, and if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And all of my returning beauties, welcome back. Let's get right into this video. So today's video is a chit chat and makeup, and today's video we will be talking about content creation and things that I know, that I've learned, and all that good stuff. So if you want to learn more, stay tuned and let's get right into it. Alright, so I'm over here. I cannot sit here and lollygag. So first thing first, before we get into the topic, don't judge my eyebrows. I just drew them on, but I didn't do anything else because usually eyebrows take me kind of the longest, aside from eyeshadow. So I was like, let me just draw it on real quick. And before I start talking, and yeah. And then also too, I'm getting my nails done tomorrow. So it's looking really raggedy right now. I think about 2 weeks ago, I asked my Instagram story any topics they would want me to do during my chit chat and makeup. And one of the topics that I want to start off first is content creation. I've had several people ask me about it like all the time. At least once a week, somebody's asking me about different things when it comes to content creation. So I'm gonna try my best to answer it all here while I do my makeup because I'm low-key in a rush. I'm gonna start off with prepping my skin and all that extra good stuff. Look, period pimple. I think it's a period pimple. I've been stressed lately, but I think it's also a period pimple. We started off with skincare, of course, Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum and the Magic Cream. When it comes to content creation for me, like honestly, I'm still trying to come to terms with the hang of the phrase content creator because I still have that trouble with, you know, comparing myself to actual real life content creators. So that's number one, but I'm working on it and we're gonna start here. I am a content creator because I create content. So when it comes to content creation, I started creating content for social media seriously back in 2021. I think it was 2021. Yeah, 2021. So yeah, it was 2021. And this is something that I've always wanted to do, to be that inspo. So I'm like, you know, so many people are doing it now. Let me just go ahead and do it. So I started and stuff. And just an FYI to those who are considering starting content creation, start. Like, what are you waiting for? They like, time waits on nobody. Yeah, you may think that is oversaturated. I think that every day. I say that every day. That is very much so oversaturated, but there's not another you. So what you got to bring to the table, nobody else has that. So just because, you know, somebody may be doing a cooking channel too, girl, guy, do your cooking channel. Like, you're gonna like make yourself stand out. Be you, be authentic. And honestly, that's like the main thing when it comes to content creation, because your audience will know if you're being authentic or if you're putting up a facade for the world to see. So that's number one. So anyhow, so I started posting and stuff like that. So my main platforms were, when I first started, was YouTube and Instagram. I didn't get into TikTok until about, I think, 2 years ago. So it was YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Pinterest has been my girl since forever. Like, if we want to talk about posting content there, it's always been Pinterest first. And if you're not on Pinterest yet, what are you waiting for? Get on Pinterest. And Pinterest may seem like it's moving slow because not a lot of people are understanding what Pinterest is or how it benefits them or anything like that. Get on it before it blows up. Last year, was it last year? I think it was last year. Last year? No, because we just got into 2024. 2022, I was getting paid on Pinterest because they had started like this creators funding thing, and I was one of the chosen ones, and I was getting paid from them. I don't know why they stopped. I think because they were dishing out more money than they thought they would, more than likely. But anyhow, I was one of the people that they were paying, and they were paying good money. Like, that was like 2022 was like the first year that I've actually started seeing money flowing into me. So What it took was that, yes, I started in 2021, but when I started seeing something happen was about 2022, a year later. And that was because I remained consistent. I didn't, when I first started, I wasn't looking at other people to compare. I was looking, and I still do look at other people for inspo and stuff like that, but I was not looking at myself in comparison to others. And I think that we all need to stop that, comparing ourselves to others, because it's not going to benefit you at all when you compare yourself to other creators or other people, whatever field you are looking into. And when not comparing yourself to somebody else will only be your downfall. So that, I feel like that's key to not do that. And if you find yourself continuously comparing yourself to other creators, I really feel like you just need to stop following these people. Then you need to block their pages so that you don't see it, and then you won't feel like you need to compare yourself to them. Or don't follow creators, just like being your own la la land. Like, I know there's been like the saying of being delusional, and I agree, like, you gotta be delusional, make it your own world. Like, don't look at anybody else's world. Okay, so like, make it your own world. So let's stop the whole comparison thing. Okay, that's first and foremost. So when I had first started, I wasn't comparing myself to anyone. I just like was looking at others for inspo. Like Vanessa, I cannot pronounce her last name, so I'm gonna pronounce it the best that I could. Jaima, I think that's how you say it. So Vanessa, like, she was like, is still my like number one inspo. Like, I am obsessed with her. Okay, like, she is the GOAT. She is queen. Like, she is the it girl. And I always, like, when I first started, her page was like the one that I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I love her. Like, I can only dream to be like that and stuff. And I just found inspo from her and stuff. Never did I compare myself to her ever, because she is unmatched. Okay, she is unmatched. So I never compared myself to her or anything like that, but I did find her to be an inspiration. And every time I was feeling like low and feeling like I couldn't create content, or I was not good enough, I would go on hers and I'm like, yo, come on, man, like, I need to do this. Like, she inspires me. So I looked up to her as an inspo. So that's like what was one of the things that motivated me to continue to keep going. So I remained consistent. Like, I was posting anytime I went out. I would post what I'm wearing, and the most important thing, I was tagging. Baby, tag them brands. Okay, you may feel like you annoying them, but who cares? Who cares? Like, tag them. Like, let them know that you're genuinely using their stuff. Like, don't go and get their stuff because, you know, you see somebody else is using it and then you just want them to see you. No, do it because you're genuinely using their things. Like, people, like, these people, I was genuinely using their things, like, genuinely, without getting paid or anything like that. And then finally, after a while, they started seeing me for who I was and stuff. Is my eyebrows good? So yeah, I was tagging them. I was consistently tagging the brands from Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Things, Fenty, Sephora, Milk Makeup, every time Black Opal. I just kept doing it. And I wasn't getting no response. And honestly, at the time, I wasn't looking for no response. It was just like, hey, you know, let me tag them or whatever. And also too, I got into platforms where, you know, I can get advice from other creators. So the platform I was on, dang, what was that platform called again? I forgot. But I had gotten there and I met like so many creators who would go into the rooms and talk about content creation, and they would give like advice or whatever, and I took it and ran with it. And then I jumped into Amy Petite's DMs, if I'm not mistaken. I jumped in her DM and, you know, like, you know, was thanking her for, you know, not gatekeeping and all the extra stuff or whatever. Like, connect with your fellow content creators. Jump in their DMs. Some of them may not answer, because there's a whole bunch of them who never answered me, who actually saw my messages. Guess what I did? Unfollow them, because I'm like, there's a seat at the table for everybody. Like, what was your reason? Anyways, but shout out to Emmy for being like the only one who responded to me, and to actually not gatekeep and always looking out or whatever. So anyways, so dang, what was that thing called? Clubhouse, that's what it was called. So I just prime my eyelids with Fenty beauty concealer again, and I'm gonna set it with my Laura Mercier. So Clubhouse had like a lot of creators in there giving advice or whatever. So any advice, like I had a notebook and everything, I wrote things down. I wrote my goals, my vision and everything, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. Even though I was working a full-time job, I'm like, I have to put time aside to create these content, and that's what I did. Like on the weekend I would create videos whenever I'm going out and stuff like that, and that's how I got my content. And whenever I was like outside, I would take pictures of my full body, you know, whatever, to get my outfits and stuff like that. So that's how I was able to get my content. You make time for what you want to make time for. Like, I'm not saying when you come from work, I mean, you can, but see me, the way life is set up right now, I don't have the strength when I come from work to create content, but I do make sure that on the weekend, like now, I make time to create content and stuff when I'm going out. Even if I'm not going out, I'm like, yo, I need content for the week, so I'm gonna create content. Before I continue, the palette that I'm using is called Glam by Cham, and I got this from the makeup class by Tia that I went to last year. She gave us this palette. This is how it look. It's a lot of browns, so my outfit is like very neutral, so I'm doing a brown look, nothing that you guys have not seen before. So finally 2021, when I started getting paid by Pinterest, I also was getting into what did I get into? I got into the whole affiliate link thing. So I started following a lot of creators who was giving those advice, because around that time, yo, there was a good amount of creators who were, you know, telling you like, hey, get into this affiliate, you know, programs, whatever, these are the websites and whatnot. So I followed Fumi, I think it's Fumi Ford, and she like gave all the tea, all the juice, everything. Like, she left nothing. So I got into Social Native, I got into FOHR, I got into Obviously, but like stuff like Obviously, you have to have like a certain amount of followers, I think, in order for them to pay you. But for Social Native, I don't think you do. So Social Native, for Obviously, what else I got into during that time? I'm gonna look, and I'm gonna list everything here and leave it down in the description below. So yeah, so that, and then the whole affiliate link, because I was talking about affiliate link, but those are not the websites. The affiliate link programs are usually Like to Know It, Magic Links, and all that extra stuff. But I got into these creator websites that help brands see you. So I got into those or whatever. I connected my platforms into it, and because my following is not as great, honestly, the brands that was reaching out to me were whack. Okay, they were whack, and I'm like, who is these companies? And they're offering me like $100 to do stuff and $50 and stuff. At first I was like, yeah, $50, I'm gonna do it, and you know, stuff like that. But then, you know, as I continue like researching, that's key, research about these things. Like, my thing is like, you know, you can ask somebody like 100 million times how did they do it and stuff, and that helps when you talk to people and see how they did it. But in order for you to know how to do it is when you research it and put it all into work. Somebody can tell you how they did it until their face turn blue, but until you actually put it into work and do your own research, that's the only way you actually know how this game works. So finally, I think like towards the ending of 2022, on Social Native, I think it was, David Bridal was one of the companies that saw me, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like, David's Bridal, yo, this is dope, whatever. And I did it. I got paid. I mean, it was nothing, you know, delicious, but I did it because I'm like, certain brands I did it for because I'm like, hey, I can always say this is the brand I work for, this is the type of campaign I did for them. This is, you know, what I did and how many whatever and stuff like that. So I did it, you know, just to have it like in my resume pretty much. So I did that, and it was pretty exciting. You know, I got some money and I got some free clothes, even though I don't wear those clothes, but I got some free clothes, and I was able to give those clothes away to people who actually need them. So that was actually dope. So when I first started, I started with my phone. It was my phone and natural lighting. And it worked for me for a while and stuff, until I was able to afford a camera. So don't feel like you have to, in order for you to be able to post, is when you know, have the best of the best. No, nowadays these iPhones are so high quality that you don't even need a camera. Okay, hear me when I say you don't. So I had got I was using my phone, my iPhone, when I first started, when I was recording my YouTube and everything, and I was just recording, I was editing off my iMovie on my phone, and then, or via VLLO. I used those two things to edit my videos and my pictures. Really, I was just using Lightroom and stuff and calling it a day. Okay, and nothing major, nothing. All right, before I apply my glitter, I'm gonna go ahead and use the NYX glitter primer first, just to make sure that it pops. So yeah, so I was able to upgrade to a Canon M50. I did my research and I liked the camera, and it was very much so beginner friendly, so I had upgraded to that first. And at the beginning I had their kit lens and stuff, but then when I continued doing my research, okay, I kept doing my research, and that's when finally I was like, okay, I need to get like some better lens, because those kit lens that came with it was not doing the job at all. And then side note, honey, okay, I was getting a whole bunch of, no, not getting, but paying for, I was paying for a lot of these creators ebooks, and you know, how they did it, whatever. Yo, I could only say the only one that I got that actually helped me was Emmy's ebook, that I must say. But everybody else that I got, I was like, what the hell is this? This is stuff that I could have seriously just Googled and found the answer. I done paid my money just for you to tell me what exactly. It's stuff that I already know. I mean, if people don't know and they just off rip just getting there, I guess, you know, it may work for you and stuff, but for somebody who was doing their own research at the beginning, it did not do any good for me at all. And it was just like, I was really like spending money on a lot of these ebooks when I already did the research and knew these things, and it wasn't benefiting me at all. But I am going to say, I am gonna invest in one more creator, I guess, ebook. I think she is an ebook that she has coming out, and that's, I think her name is Janisha. I'm gonna, you know, put her name here, just see. But her, like, it's like certain creators, you can look at them and you're like, okay, I trust them. I trust that they, you know, gonna you know, give facts. But I'm telling you right now, before you decide to buy these booklets, these ebooks or whatever, just know that there is no secret sauce. The secret sauce is being consistent. The only reason why I'm purchasing her book is because, like, I want to be inspired, because she's an inspiration and I want to see, you know, what she has to say. Being consistent and tagging and just being patient and waiting your turn. That's the secret sauce, in my opinion. I may be wrong, but from doing this for the past 3+ years or whatever, I feel like that's what it is. So I was upgrading my camera. I upgraded my camera and I upgraded my lens, because usually it's all about the lens. And that's another thing that I had saw that a lot of creators was not telling the beginning content creators, was that it's all in the lens. The body helps too, but it's the lens, yeah. Because with my Canon M50, when I saw that I upgraded to the M50, to the 50mm, it did my videos real good and stuff. So That says a lot. And I finally upgraded to a new camera last year, 2023, because I'm like so into this tech stuff or whatever. I'm like, why didn't I go to school for tech? But I'm like so into this whole tech thing that I was like, let me upgrade my camera because I want my pictures to like pop and whatever. So I did more research, and the camera that I currently use is the Canon R6, and it's been doing me so good. And I don't see myself getting another camera anytime soon because I feel like this camera does it all for me and stuff. And cameras are not cheap. They're not cheap. That's why I'm telling you, stick with your phone until you're able to pay and purchase your own camera, because don't go broke trying to upgrade your content, because you can upgrade it with your phone, because it is pricey, from the lens to the body of the camera. And then I recently got me a flash. Girl, it's expensive, so you just got to be prepared for it and stuff. So, but don't force it. When I was posting that year back in 2022, the brand started commenting under my videos. Like I had Anastasia comment under, Miss Charlotte Tilbury, Urban Decay did. Like they started seeing me, and that's through tagging them. And I'm like, say what? Y'all see me? Y'all see little old me? And also too, I think, yeah, 2022, Black Opal reposted my video. Girl, I did not know who I was. Let me tell you, I've been using Black Opal for a long time, and I've been tagging them for the longest too. And I'm like, for the simple fact that they finally saw me and then reposted my video on their page was just like a full circle moment, because I'm like, this is the makeup brand that I've started with like for a long time. Like, what is happening? So it was all new to me, but it was like, wow, I'm finally being seen after being consistent. And then 2022 also, I feel like the algorithm on Instagram was really good for some reason. I was getting like thousands of views and a lot of reshares and a lot of people seeing me and stuff like that. Like the algorithm was good. And then it just suddenly dropped like towards the end of 2022 leading up to 2023. When stuff like that happened, that's where you know that's the test of things. Because for me, that was a test. That was a test of like, if I really want to do this, and what am I really doing this for? Am I doing this for the views? Am I doing it for... Don't get me wrong, it was getting very infuriating and very like, I was down. I'm like, dang, like how am I supposed to do this or whatever? But I didn't let that stop me. I still continued and stuff like that. And then when I started seeing that it was happening to my favorites of favorites, I'm like, so who am I to sit here and allow myself to get upset because the algorithm is not on our side and stuff? So I kept going and I kept creating, and I still am creating and stuff like that, even though I slowed down on YouTube. Because the reason why I slowed down on YouTube is because YouTube is a lot of work. YouTube is it's long form, it's not short form. And the way our world is going right now, people's attention spans are so short. It is so short. So it's like finding time to edit a long form video was not on my timeline. The algorithm was on my side for creating short form videos. So I just stuck to that, and I like slow down on YouTube. One thing that one of my friends have asked me, she said, have I ever pitched the brand? And I told her, no, I haven't. Whenever, and that's how I know God is good and he is on my side with this, and that just to show that being consistent plays a big role and stuff, because I didn't have to pitch to these brands in order for them to see me. They came to my DMs. Although I was in these like, you know, creator websites and stuff like that, that's not how these brands were seeing me. They were jumping on my DMs because I have my email on my bio, and all they got to do is just hit it, and then boom, you know, email me to do a campaign and stuff. So that's how I've been like getting in touch with these brands because they reach out to me, and then they started sending me stuff, like they jump in my DMs. And of course, speaking of DMs, be careful of when you respond to your DMs, because sometimes these things don't be real. You got to make sure you do your research and see if it's the actual brand's Instagram, because sometimes it be frauds, it be scammers that just be trying to trick you and hack your page. Check the name, make sure there's no periods, no like missing letters or anything like that, and then you know you'll be fine. And then also too, I'll see what mutual friends that I have with that page, because if I see it, you know, all my makeup girlies follow them and stuff like that, I'm like, that's them. Okay, so we're using Milk Makeup primer. Get you one of these. So, ooh, yuck. Even when I was at the makeup class, Wet and Wild, like literally I'm sitting there and Wet and Wild DM me out of nowhere. It was just like, what is happening? So they DM me because they wanted to send me stuff with no commitment or anything like that. And then I also had Milk Makeup reach out to me last year. Girl. And at first, Milk Makeup had reached out to just send me stuff or whatever. And then they came with, you know, they want me to do a campaign for them. And I'm like, then Charlotte Tilbury reached out to me to be in their Magic Beauty program. And I'm like, what is happening? Here I was complaining about, you know, the algorithm not algorithming and not on my side. But I still continue being consistent, and they still was seeing me. Okay, like I said, the secret sauce is being consistent. All right, so for foundation, we're gonna use the Lancome, and I'm gonna mix it with my NARS Light Reflecting foundation in the shade Nambia. And I'm going to, this is the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear in the shade 555 Sway C. Honestly, they discontinued this specific one. They still have Tint Idol, but they rebranded it or something like that. So I had this for a minute. Yeah, just know I had it for a minute. Milk Makeup was like one of the first campaigns that I did. And well, besides David's Bridal. So they came along, and then that's when I started doing those campaigns. That's when finally the websites, the creator website, that's when these other brands started coming along too. So I'm like, okay, because my following numbers are still not going up. One minute it goes up, next minute it goes down, and I really can't stand it because of that, but I'm not depending on it. I had landed like a Flatiron company. They reached out, they paid me some good money. Okay, who else reached out that I also did? I can't remember, but yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, like what is it that I did? And I honestly truly believe it's because I was being consistent. And even though, you know, my following, because a lot of times people think that you have to have the following in order, you know, for these brands to see you. I disagree, because I am still at 2,000. Damn, at 2,955, and it sucks because like, sheesh, you know, I've been stuck at like the 2,900 for a minute now, and it's like, what is happening? Like, why am I not getting follows? And the thing is, I would get follows, but it's like my number go up and it goes right back down, that I cannot even hit 3,000. But I'm not even worrying about the numbers anymore, because I'm still being seen, and my God got me. Okay, I'm gonna be Delulu. I'm very much gonna be faithful and have a lot of faith in my God, the God that I serve. And also I'm gonna be delusional and act like I have all those followers. Ooh, I tell you, I was on a roll. When I say I was on a roll, I was on a roll with posting. But I think once I became a teacher, it has become really, really hard, even though that's not an excuse, but it has become really, really hard. And also too, I know some people was like, oh, you can post teaching content. No. The answer is no. That is not my crowd. That is not who the community that I want to attract. That's not what I want to talk about on my social media. I started this to be a beauty influencer, to be an inspo for my for any women out there, period. but also mainly to my melanin girls out there, because when I was growing up, I didn't have anybody that I can be inspired by like that and stuff. So you know, I just want to be that inspo. I was able to teach myself to do makeup just by watching YouTube videos, and I feel like creating that for, you know, people who don't know how to do it is just so like, and I'm a teacher at heart. No matter how much it's so stressful, I'm a teacher at heart. So no teacher content, I'm sorry. That's a big no for me. That's how I did it. I would record a video. Let's say I would record a Instagram video, because, you know, like I said, I slowed down on YouTube. I created a Instagram video, and in that Instagram video, after I created that video, I also took pictures. I also took pictures of my look, so then I could have that and the pictures. And then being that if I was going out, I will also have a full body. So that's 3 things that I could post during the week. And then also too, repurposing your content for other social media platforms has been game changer. Every video that I post on Instagram goes right into TikTok, goes right into Pinterest, and now that YouTube have YouTube Shorts, it came right into YouTube Shorts. Okay, so everything, because it's a different community for every platform. Like Instagram is like the OG people that's been rocking with you since day one, and then you have some people who's just not following you, who sees you. And then TikTok are new faces who don't know you, whatever. And then YouTube are also like, you know, OG people who've been following you, and then you also have some new people who are coming in and stuff like that. Actually, YouTube Shorts actually put you into new spaces and stuff. So you have like the new people who are seeing you and all that. Come on, okay, sis. Forgive me that I'm all over the place, because my mind has when I talk, I have like 10 different conversations going on in my head. So please forgive me, and I hope you guys are on the same boat and understand where I'm going with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight, and what I'm using is the Urban Decay, the Stay Naked Quickie, and this is shade 90 NN. And then I'm gonna also use my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer in the shade 490, and then I'm gonna highlight with my Hourglass in the shade Peak. Is this, I have the full size, but this is not done yet, so we're gonna continue using this one. Black Opal foundation stick, shade Java Dream. I'm gonna contour. Honestly, like I said, long story short, be consistent. Be consistent. That, like, I don't think like there's any other way around it except be consistent. I do use hashtags. I started using hashtags, and I'm still using hashtags. I try not to use the same hashtags, because I hear that when you use the same hashtags, you look like a bot or whatever. So now Instagram is starting to be kind of funny, and the reason why I say that is because lately, like for example, if I would, and I see other people are going through the same thing too, like if you would like post like a video or something, right when you post, you can't even comment for like an hour under the post, because it says something with community guidelines. But then when you go check on your status, you know, your account status or whatever, you on good standing, which don't make any sense to me, because I'm like, who's running this account? Like, who's running Instagram? Because how? We're gonna spray our face with Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set Spray. I sprayed my face twice, and it has been a game changer. And then also too, like certain music that you use, they'll be like, oh, it's blocked from this country, and if you're able to, and I'm like, okay, if you can't use the song, why you have it on this platform? Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Instagram is weird, but if you sit here and worry about only Instagram and stuff, like, sis, don't. Cause it'll make you go crazy. Cause literally, I sometimes I'll be feeling like crying. I'm like, what is this platform doing to me? Like, I built this, and I've been working so hard, and it's making me work 10 times harder than what I'm really supposed to be doing and all that stuff. So just don't stick to one platform. That's another thing that I've learned too. Be careful with just putting your all into it, because y'all, I done seen a lot of people where their platform done got hacked, and everything that they worked so hard for has been swept right up under them, and they had to start all over fresh. and that is such a tough feeling. So I've also get asked questions about like my lighting, my setup, and my camera. And I already told you what camera I'm using. Again, it's the Canon R6, and I'm using currently my 50mm lens. Those are new. I recently got it. Before I was using my 24 7 to 75 I think lens, which I purchased when I purchased the camera. They had like a sale going at Best Buy, so I'm using my 50mm lens because that is the 50 nifty. And I follow like photographers and videographers that teaches these things. Shout out to Photos by Ring, like he is the GOAT, and I'm so inspired by him and stuff. So whenever like he would post like his like stories about his cameras and stuff, I think couple years back, I think he was talking about like 85mm, 50mm and stuff like that. And then when it comes to editing my pictures, I use Lightroom and VSCO, and that I learned from Tamara Renee. She is also somebody that I'm also inspired by as well. She likes know her shit, okay? She knows her stuff. She knows what she's doing. She doesn't gatekeep either, so that's why I use Lightroom and VSCO, because her pictures be chef's kiss. And now when it comes to lighting, I only have one ring light, which is the big ring light. I'll have it here. I got that from Amazon, and yeah, I've been having this light forever. When I was at my previous place, I also had like a light over me, and then I also had a reflector. But currently at my new place, I don't have the space to have so much light like that, so I just use what I can and just went back to what I know. And if I have to color correct or anything like that when I'm editing the video, I'll do that, which I haven't had to do that, so, but I'll just do that if need be. All right, so right now we're gonna set our face. I don't bake, I set. So I'm gonna use the Anastasia setting powder in the shade Golden Orange, and I'm gonna use the One Size Dark Deep, and this is also their setting powder as well. And I put that on top after I do that, and then we're gonna go ahead and blend it all out with our finishing powder, which is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder, which I'm just now finding out that they are stopping it, which I don't know why, which is so crazy. So something that I just thought about: write your things down. Like, write everything down. Well, I don't write everything down sometimes, but I started to put everything on my notes of like content that I want to create and stuff like that. So I write those down. I also write my goals and where I want to see myself. And even though if the time comes and I'm not where I thought I would be, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just keep going until you get to where you want to be. But I honestly recommend writing these things down so that whenever it's time to record, you don't be all over the place and trying to figure out exactly what you want to record and stuff like that. Have those stuff down. Oh yeah, so another brand that had reached out to me that I forgot to tell you guys was Juvia's Place. Girl, when they reached out to me back in because I was like negative Nancy. I'm like, dang, like no more brands is reaching out to me for no brands are reaching out to me for the Christmas holidays. And that's why they tell you don't depend on these brands to make your money and stuff like that, because if you sit here and you quit your job because you have brands reaching out to you, girl, no. Unless you're like up there and brands are going to reach out to you and you're doing campaigns and you got these things lined up, then maybe you can do it full time. But you cannot just depend on brands. So yeah, that's another thing that I want to talk about. So yeah, you cannot depend on brands to pay your bills all the time and stuff. So anyway, so Juvia's Place did reach out to me for Black Friday, and that was like so like another moment, because I've been using Juvia's Place for a long time. I have a bunch of their palettes, literally a bunch of their palettes, and I post and tag them all the time. So when they emailed me, again, I did not pitch them, I did not reach out, they reached out. So when they emailed me, it was so like a shocking moment. Here's the micro smooth powder. I just go in and blend everything together. So once they did that, I was like, oh my God, God is so good. And I'm like, this was part of my goals that I wrote about and stuff. And I'm like, look how God is coming through. Like, write the vision and make it plain, boo-boo. Write it down. Write it down. I know some people may not be spiritual and stuff like that, and I do apologize, but I am unapologetically not apologizing. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like, you know, God really like showed up and showed out, like just when I was doubting it all, and he came through for me and stuff. Currently, I am, like I said, I do like to know it, LTK, and Magic Links. And also I am on Amazon's creators program. Even though I haven't been, cause y'all, you have to buy your own things really, and then you know, whatever and stuff. Girl, life be lifing, okay? Like, and that's another way to get started too. You have to purchase your own things. So, you know, purchasing and stuff, life is lifing for everybody right now, and nothing is free. So to be buying a lot of stuff and, you know, tagging and putting my link or whatever, and you don't get paid like right away. You get paid like once a month or something like that, by the end of the month, or at the 15th of the next month, or 30 net pay. So yeah. So we're gonna bronze, and I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury's airbrush bronzer in the shade 4. I'm gonna go ahead and do my blush, which today I'm gonna be using my Marina Buse blush, and this is the shade Cashmere Rose. Let me show you how it looks. It looks like this. And then I'll probably put some of KO Beauty's Barb blush palette, and it looks like this. I probably put some of this pink, where is it, right here, on top of it, just to give it that nice pink look. All right, so I did a lot of things off camera because I was trying to connect my camera to my monitor because the battery had died, but it's acting funny. So I just had like a light bulb hit me, and I'm like, yo, I don't need the monitor, I have the mirror. My battery died. I had a light bulb moment, another light bulb moment, where that's another advice that I need to give. If you do decide to get a camera and not use your iPhone, I highly suggest that you invest in another battery. Reason being is because, so for my lips, because I'm in a rush, I'm going to use Dose of Colors Makeup Shayla's Final Touch lip. I think they don't sell this anymore, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, let's get it to zoom in. There it goes. And then I'm also going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Trouble. Looks like this. I'm doing like a whole bunch of nudes. Then I may use my KO Beauty lip gloss Billionaire, and then for sure I'm going to use my e.l.f. lip plumping gloss. So I may not use the KO Beauty, and I just may just go right in with the lip plumping gloss. So anyways, yes, invest in a extra battery, because when your battery dies, that's how because I didn't know better when I first started about extra battery. So what used to happen is I used to have to wait to charge the battery and continue, and that got overwhelming. So I invested in another battery. So this battery is in the camera, the other battery is currently charging. So yeah, invest in another battery. All right, beauties, this is the finishing look. I'll be back with my final thoughts. Hold on, let me get dressed. All right, beauties, so that was crazy that I had to wait till I just got home to record this part of the video, because that time was just moving, but we made it on time, kinda. And yeah, here we are. So I hope you learned a lot from what I told you guys today. And if you did not take anything from what I said today in this video, I hope you take into consideration of starting regardless of what you have. I hope you take into consideration of being consistent and listening. That consistency is key. Okay. And the last but not least, I hope you know that comparison is the root of all evil, and it will definitely hold you back when you continuously compare. The only person you should be comparing yourself to is the person that you were yesterday. Okay? That's the only person. But other than that, keep going, stay consistent, and keep researching and working on your craft, because that's the only way you're going to get far and further than where you are right now. Just start, stay consistent, and no comparing. Okay? And if you have any questions, or if you want me to do a part 2, I will do a part 2. Just ask me any questions and I will answer them to the best of my ability. As you know, I'm also a work in progress as well. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring this whole content creation thing out. Just let me know down in the comments below. And then also to anything that I said today in the video or the makeup products that I use will all be listed down in the description box below. You can find it there. And that's pretty much it. So I love you guys as always, and I hope to see you beautiful babes on my next video. Bye.